I'm working on this, I believe it's 2015 BMW 750 Li. Y'all probably seen this one before. Came in about roughly 4, 5, 6 months ago for some suspension work for a total of around $3,500. So custom bring it in today. She say she went through a puddle, then the engine stalled out. So I'm trying to check out the engine, make sure she ain't get no water to the engine. First thing first, we got to take off this air intake boot. If y'all look in here, you can see it's already some water in there. It's moisture in there, so that's not a good sign. I'll offer it. Got the air intake box off, as y'all can see in there. This right here is a mass airflow sensor. So what we can already tell is that that's gonna need a replacement. That's wet as hell. They ain't never supposed to see no moisture, no water on it. If you look deep into the intake, you can see water droplets all up in there. Next, we're gonna take some of these ignition coil spark plugs out. I want to check the inside of the cylinder for water, see if it made it that far into it. This is the other side of that air intake hose. I'm not gonna lie, it's a whole lot of moisture in there, and these lead directly to the turbocharger right there, so that's already a bad sign. I don't know, hopefully it was hot enough to evaporate whatever water came in, but it's not looking good so far. We just got the back spark plug on the driver's side back there. It's a little moisture on here, so water definitely got at least into the cylinder at the very least. I'm about to pull out the next 3, and we're gonna try to start the car, see if any water shoot out once we got all the spark plugs out, so there's no compression on the engine side. This is spark plug next to the one on the back cylinder, cylinder number 8 if I know correctly. This one ain't got much water on it, but you can tell these spark plugs ain't been changed in quite a minute, so there's already past due for a spark plug change. Get y'all spark plugs done, y'all. Stop sleeping on them. All right, so we just got the first plug out on this cylinder right here. And that one definitely has a whole lot of, let me try to get this camera to focus on. Come on. All right, it's hard to see, but that one has a whole lot of moisture on it. There we go. Especially if you look around the back here, there was a big drop of water on this, so she definitely got it in her engine. Now the next step is we're gonna compression. First we're gonna turn the engine over. Now that we got some of that out, some of the spark plugs out, we're gonna turn the engine over, see if any water squirts out, and after that we're gonna compression test it, see what the numbers are putting out, see if this engine is still savable. I do want to notate this. We didn't even get to pulling this off yet, but that is damaged there, so that will need a replacement. All right, so I took out all the spark plugs on this side. I found no moisture on this side. Definitely not as much as on that side. So the car probably was lower on that side than this side when she went through that puddle. Before we begin, I do want to notate you do have a coolant leak right here around this turbo. Well, actually, it's probably coming from this line here. As you can see, it is kind of cracking along the rubber side here. Also it's also cracking on this hose, so you do have a few coolant leaks to address regardless of how this motor turns out. All right, so it's not wanting to start. So another customer already said if you look down here in this puddle, in the cylinder, let me try to get past this, you can see water bubbling up. So she definitely got water in this engine. It's probably she did tell me she tried to start it while it was out there, so it may be too late to save this one. But yeah, there's definitely water in these cylinders.